Hi everyone, welcome to Self-Care with Meg. My name is Meg and I'll be leading you through your practice. Today we're going to work a lot on our hips, just hip opening, hip strengthening, and it'll also be helpful to have a blanket. We will be doing Wishbone Pose towards the end of class, so something to put your cheek on so your cheekbone doesn't get smashed into the ground. So we'll start in a seat. You can set yourself up however you're most comfortable, cross-legged, kneeling, and move your shoulders back over your hips. So you're not leaning forward, not leaning back, but feeling that bone stack. And you can stack your right hand on top of the left, palms face up, touch your thumbs together, Zazen Mudra. From here, inhale, roll your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, bring them straight back and down. Twice more like that. Inhale, shoulders roll up. Exhale, straight back and then down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, back and down, and then keep them there, right? Feel that engagement of the shoulder blades pulling slightly together and using your lower traps to squeeze them down your back. And that'll help to pick up the sternum, let your shoulders rest right underneath your ears, and spread your collarbones across your chest. Then you can shut down your eyes or let your gaze rest out easily in front of you, heavying your eyelids, and start to focus on your breath. Noticing the temperature and the texture, the quality, the speed, the depth. Feeling yourself slow down and arrive in your body, arrive in your space. And we'll start a deeper breath cycle here. Exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for a moment at the top. More breath in. Exhale is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brief pause. More breath in. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that going on your own. Inhaling, taking a pause, sipping in some more breath to really fill up all of the pockets of your lungs, and then a longer exhale, right? So that could be 6, a count of 6, it could be a count of 8, whatever is available to you. And it could get longer as you continue the practice. And in yoga and meditation, we talk a lot about mindfulness and bringing your attention back to the present moment, back to your breath, back to one object. And that's really just half of the equation, right? Because the effort is to let go of whatever else does come into your consciousness, because things will keep popping up. That is just natural. That's just human. But whether that thing is a revelation or a fear or something funny or something sweet or seemingly the best idea you've ever had in your life, you let it go all the same. It doesn't matter what it is. And that is honoring the ever-changing ephemeral quality of your existence. And it is practice in the discomfort of uncertainty, of not knowing what's going to happen next, of not really having solid ground to stand on. Because when you start to let go of this thought box that your ego has created and sort of shoved you in, then you don't have that comfort of, well, these are my beliefs and this is who I am and it's all solid and I'll grip onto it for dear life and no one can change it and it'll always be the same. Because that armor isn't really real, right? If we're being honest with ourselves, we do change over time. Our beliefs, our ideas, who we are is in flux. And letting go of the certainty of believing that you are this one thing and could never be anything else, it's pretty liberating. Scary at first, for sure, and continuously scary, really, but also liberating. Because when you do feel differently, when something does change, you have the openness, you have the space to explore that, right? And you're not left sort of clawing for whatever was before. And you don't feel pigeonholed or stuck, clinging to a version of yourself that is irrelevant, that doesn't speak to you, that doesn't honor who you are now. And I find that this can be pretty reachable in areas of finances and jobs, with our family, with the place that we live, with even social sort of constructs and ourselves socially. But it's a real struggle when it comes to love relationships. And it doesn't really matter if the love relationship is new or really at its very fledgling stage, maybe first date status, or if you've been with the person for more of your life than you haven't been with them. We want certainty in commitment. We want to know 100% that we'll be together forever, and that the person that you fell in love with or are falling in love with will always be that person that you fell in love with or are falling in love with. But that's not very realistic, right? If I give myself permission to change and to grow and to evolve, the people who I relate to have that same permission, right? The reality of them is that they are in flux also. So love becomes less of a contract and more of a leap of faith. It becomes less of a safety net, something to hold and snuggle you, and more of an act of bravery. And I think that that's what makes it so undeniably wonderful. And part of our practice is being with uncertainty within ourselves, growing that comfort internally, learning to give ourselves those permissions to expand, so that we can then offer that to the people in our life, to the people that we love. And stay in love, right? Keep opening even when something changes. Keep seeing the human being that you are with instead of your idea of them. All right, take one more full breath cycle right where you are. Inhale, pause, more breath in, long exhale. And when you're finished, you can wiggle out your fingers, let go of that mudra. Come off of any prop that you may be sitting on and bring your feet together with your knees wide. And your feet don't have to be very close to your body. If it's more comfortable to have more of an equal diamond shape in your legs, do that. If it feels great to pull the heels in close, great, also do that. Hold on to your ankles or lace your hands underneath your feet, but whatever you choose, make sure your chest stays lifted. So like that flat back engagement, or the Uttanasana engagement through your back, through your spine. So that your collarbones stay broad, Think more about bringing your belly button towards your feet than your nose towards your toes. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, keeping that flat back. It won't be a very big movement for most people. But again, drawing your belly towards your feet, stretching your sternum forward. Stay for a breath in. Breath out to fold. Relax that effort, allowing your head to come towards your feet, allowing your shoulders to relax, your back to relax. Inhale, bring yourself back up. You can plant your hands behind you and bring just your right knee towards your left foot. So you're just inversing that leg shape. All right. Press down through your hips. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. And you may need to reach your hand slightly farther back to get a side bend, or you can reach that hand out to the side if your hips allow that. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, bring your hands down in front of your chest. And strong in your core, tall in your spine, lift your right knee off the mat. Place it back down. And lift your right heel off the mat. Place it back down. Again, might not be a very big movement. Right knee lifts. Right heel lifts. Keep it going. Moving on your own. Working with the outside of the hip. You can use the obliques, your core, to help get that heel off the mat. We'll be here for just 4. Keep moving. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1. Bring everything back down. And plant your hands behind you again. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Get some bend through the right elbow. Maybe even leaning that side of your rib cage back. Got a pop in my spine. That felt good. Uncross. And wash your knees back and forth. You'll be at a strange angle on your mat. You don't need to be facing perfectly forward here. The mat is just a suggestion of an outline. All right. And then bring your feet back together, knees wide. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale to come back up. Again, planting your hands behind you to adjust the left knee in towards the right foot. Left hand plants by your hip, right arm up, inhale. Exhale, side bend, take it over. Press the ground away, getting a little lift through the right ribs. Inhale to come back up, both arms high. And pull your hands down in front of your chest. Strong core, strong spine, lift the left knee up. Left knee comes back to the mat, left heel lifts. Bring it back down. Left knee, down, left heel, down. Keep it going. Trying to keep your shoulders as stable as possible, right? Not leaning really far over to the side in order to get that heel up especially. And you may not be able to get your heel off the mat. That's all right. Just stay with the effort of it. We'll be here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back down to the mat. Hands come behind you again. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Come back through center. Stamp your feet onto the mat this time. Altar pose. Hips pick up. Press down through the base of your hands. Deep breath in. Lion's breath. Stick out your tongue. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your seat back down to the mat. Cross your ankles. Plant your hands tabletop. Take some cat and cow once you arrive squared off. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Grip the mat. Inhale, belly lowers. Drag your chest forward, pulling your hands back towards you. Exhale. Press the ground away. Round spine, tuck chin. And just a few more rounds on your own if you need to shake anything out. Get a jump rope in the spine, roll the neck. All of that is welcome. Connecting with your breath, starting to be able to hear it moving up and down your throat. Maybe creating that restriction at the back of your throat, feeling like you're fogging up a mirror in front of you on the exhales with that capital H, ha, but with your mouth closed. Ujjayi, victorious breath. And come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Look up towards your thumb. Exhale, left pinky finger to the top right corner of the mat. Chop the side of the hand down. Put some weight into that shoulder. And then step your right foot to the back of the mat. Right foot slides to the back left corner. So now your limbs are on this diagonal. Keep pressing through your right hand. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe into that sensation. Tabletop balance. Press yourself up, lifting arm and leg. Stretching out long. Inhale. Exhale, arm and leg come out to the side. Keep them lifted. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, elbow to knee, cat the back. Again like that. Inhale to reach. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale through center. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time through. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to reach out long. Exhale, bend your right knee, reach back for your foot. Grab your foot, kick into your hand, lifting the thigh bone up. Keeping your right shoulder stacked over your wrist. Stay for a breath in. Breath out, re-extend. Place just your hand back down on the mat. Keep your heel lifted. Right knee to right elbow, squeeze it in. Step to the outside of your hand. Come to fingertips, lengthen your spine, long neck. Walk your hands off the top left corner of the mat. Press hard through the pinky edge of your right foot, so you're keeping that knee open. Find some downward facing dog in your chest. Sternum is heavy. Laying the heart line low. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Left hand stays planted, right hand high. Twist open. Right hand reaches back for your foot. Now I need to shift back to grab my foot before I shift forward again. I will get a Charlie horse if I don't do that. But once you have the bind, wrap the left rib cage back over or back underneath you, because it is still a twist. You can come onto the knife edge of your right foot, letting your right knee open up. Breath in. Breath out to release. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Ground through your foot. Then feel some engagement of the outer hips in. Press hard through your feet as you come up. Anjaneyasana. Allow your hips to stabilize. And palms come together, thumbs to the back of your neck. Look up. Keep lifting your waist out of your hips. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Step forward to squat. Toes will point out slightly here. Malasana, garland pose. And shift from one foot to the other. Settling into your hips. Keep a long, strong spine. Come back to stillness. Press the knees wide. And take 1,000-petal mudra in your hands. Thumbs touch and index fingers touch, creating that sort of diamond shape. Bring that over your head. Feel that strength around your shoulder blades. Keep pressing the knees open, tweezing the sit bones together. Next, inhale, come all the way up. Reach that mudra high. Turn your toes forward, exhale to bow, Uttanasana. Once you bow, you can sway your torso back and forth. If you need to tuck your fingers into your elbow creases or take any other bind, you're welcome to it. And release any grip in your arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins. Long back, long neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Palms press overhead. Exhale, hands meet in front of your chest. Left knee comes up, one-legged Tadasana. Find stability here first. Arms rise back up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, bring the knee out to the side. Really press that knee behind you and press your pubic bone forward. From here, tree pose. Keep the cactus in the arms, and if you need to, reach down, pick your foot up to make it more comfortable. Go ahead and do it. And keep that press of the pelvis forward, engage the glutes, and press your forearms towards the back of the space. Maybe lift your gaze. If you really want to challenge your balance, you can close your eyes. Maybe you'll wipe out. Inhale. Exhale, curtsy. Left knee behind the right. Sweep the arms back. And lace your hands together. Drag your knuckles behind you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Belly over your thighs, let your head rest. Inhale, chair pose. Step your feet together, arms come up. Lift all 10 toes, sending your weight back into your heels. Inhale. Exhale, open twist right. Right arm circles back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist other side. Left arm circles back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Top of a push-up, arms plugged into the socket, step your feet as wide as the mat. Draw your pubic bone towards your ribs, right foot lifts. Maybe extend your left arm. Bring them back down. Left foot lifts. Maybe right arm extends. Bring them back down. Then bring your knees down as wide as the mat. Feet come together. Keep your feet together. Elbows bend straight back. Chin and chest come down. Slide forward onto your pelvis. Press into your hands, Cobra Variation. Finding that diamond shape in your legs. Inhale. Exhale, press yourself back, child's pose. Let your forehead rest down, soften in your shoulders. Then shift forward again, tabletop. Square off to the mat. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Look up towards your thumb. Exhale, right arm or right pinky finger to the top left corner of the mat. Weight the shoulder. And step your left foot back. Slide your left foot to the back right corner of the mat. Again, limbs are on that diagonal. Look over your right shoulder. Tabletop balance. Press yourself up. Arm and leg lift. Inhale. Exhale, arm and leg out to the side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, elbow to knee. Draw engagement up through the navel. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, out to the side. Using your glute minimus, glute medius to keep your leg lifted back through center. Again, elbow to knee. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, reach back for your foot. Grabbing wherever is available. Shifting your weight forward so the shoulder stays over the wrist. Stacking your bones helps with stability. And really kick into that hand to pull back on your foot, feeling those opposing forces. Inhale. Exhale, re-extend. Plant your hand back down to the mat. Heel stays lifted. Breath in. Breath out. Knee to tricep. Step to the outside of your hand. Coming onto fingertips to help you lengthen. And walk your hands off the top right corner of the mat. And some people will find it more comfortable to cross your right foot over the mat. That's fine. It's a great variation. But find some length through your armpits. Soften in your face, soften in your eyes. Breathe into the stretch. Remembering this is a breath practice first. All of the movement is here really just to keep you breathing. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Right hand stays grounded, left arm high, roll open. And reach back for your foot. You can shift your hips back to make that connection. Maybe coming onto the knife edge of the left foot. Inhale. Exhale, release. Both hands back down to the mat. And feel the outer hips engage, drawing everything towards midline. Then press yourself up, Anjaneyasana. Press your palms together overhead. Drop your thumbs to the back of your neck. Pull your lowest set of ribs into your body. And then lift your sternum. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step forward to squat. Palms press once you arrive, and if you need to, again, get some shifting between legs, that is an option. Then press into the outer edges of your feet, squeeze the glutes, squeeze your butt cheeks together. 1,000 petal mudra. Bring it overhead. Press the knees open. Keep that strong engagement. Next inhale, press up. Turn the toes in, exhale to fold. Spill it right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, come all the way up. Press your palms together overhead. Exhale, hands come down in front of your chest. Then Samastitihi, palms down by your sides, palms face forward. Close your eyes. Feel your body in space. Feel exactly where you are on your mat. Again, sensing the room around you. If there's anyone practicing with you, sensing their energy, their presence, where they are in space. And keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands together in front of your chest. Step your feet together. Big toes touch. You can blink your eyes to open. Lift your right leg up. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, press your knee wide. Lifting the pubic bone, pointing the tailbone down, inhale. Exhale, tree pose, Rikshasana, foot to the inner thigh. Again, guiding it up if you want to. Keep pressing your forearms back. engaging in your core, keeping your spine stable. Inhale. Exhale, curtsy. Right knee down behind the left, sweep the arms back. And lace your hands together, draw your knuckles back, chest lifts, inhale. Exhale to fold. Bowing your head, picking your shoulders up off your ears. Inhale, chair pose. Step your feet together, arms come up. Sending your weight back into your heels, inhale. Exhale, diver's pose. Lengthen out your legs this time. Really lift the sit bones. Press back through the triceps. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, half lift. Sliding the spine long. Exhale, planting your hands will meet the top of a push-up. Step your feet as wide as the mat. Pick your right foot up, maybe left arm. Place both back down. Other side, left arm lifts, or left leg lifts, right arm lifts. Place them back down. Lower your knees as wide as the mat, bring your feet together. Elbows bend straight back, chin and chest come down. And slide forward onto your pelvis, feet stay together. Squeeze the elbows back, lift the chest, Bhujangasana, Cobra Variation. And press yourself back, child's pose. Deep breath through your ribs, expanding into the back body, feeling the shoulder blades move on your back as you breathe. Downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. You can move through a tabletop or whatever else as you lift your hips up and back. Then pedal out your feet when you arrive. Spread your fingers wide. Feel the muscles hug up the bones. Bones plug back into the shoulders. Bring your big toes close together. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hips. Really press that foot behind you. Stay for a breath in. Breath out, right knee to right tricep. Shift forward, look forward. Inhale, knee comes back up to the sky. Reopen the hips at the top. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And step to the outside of your hand. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Hop the back heel onto the mat and come up. And my feet are pretty much as wide as the mat. I guess right now they are as wide as the mat. And that helps me to feel stable and be able to swivel my hips forward. So if your feet are lined up like on a tightrope, you can stagger them, take up some more space. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms. Lace your hands behind your back. Knuckles come down, chest lifts, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Cast the heart forward. Let the head follow. Let your jaw relax. Let your eyes roll back here. Keep moving your right butt cheek underneath you. So your butt's not coming out to the side so much as wrapping underneath towards midline. Keep the bind of your hands and come back up. Inhale. Exhale, bound warrior 3. Step up onto your right leg. Left leg lifts. Take your time coming to your full expression, lifting that left leg behind you. Finding some back bend in this posture. To toppling tree, let your head come down towards the mat. Keep the bind as long as you can. It's like a trust fall with yourself. All right, and when you can't hold it anymore, hands come back down to the ground, standing splits. Let go of your neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze it in. And then squeeze your thighs together. Keep squeezing them together as you roll up to stand. That'll help you to stabilize. Arms come up. Then bring your hands together in front of your chest. Knee comes up, one-legged Tadasana to figure 4. Cross your ankle over your thigh, sit down and back. Your shoulders are moving back over your hips, and you're pulling your shoulders back as well. So you're not using this posture as an excuse to hunch. You're keeping some structure across your chest. And press your ankle into your thigh back into your ankle. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, step back, warrior 2. And adjust your feet as much as you need to as you swivel that left heel onto the ground. Heel to arch alignment in your feet. Open the right knee. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward, arms can stack. You can also put a forearm on your thigh, but always keep space around your neck, not letting the shoulders collapse into the ears, but again, keeping structure. Breath in. Breath out, left hand comes down to the mat and walk your hands off that top left corner. Keep the legs the same. Pressing into the pinky edge of the right foot, inhale. Exhale, keeping your hands grounded, Tandasana to the back of the mat. Walk yourself there. Right leg extends, toes towards the ceiling. Left hand comes to land to the inside of your foot. Right arm up. Press your elbow towards your inner thigh, opening that knee more. Next, inhale, star pose. Press straight up, inhale. Exhale, goddess. Sit low. Bring your hands to the insides of your knees. Press the knees open. And I know I've been saying it for the past few poses, but shoulders out of the ears, creating that structure. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder dips. Twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back through center, come all the way up, star pose. Turn the toes in, exhale, forward fold. Lift the sit bones. Inhale, half lift, long spine reaching out of your hips. And right hand stays planted underneath your chest, left arm high, twisting towards the back of your mat. Press into both feet, pressing them away from each other pretty hard to keep evenness across the lower back. Inhale. Exhale, both hands back down to the mat and walk yourself to a lunge at the top of your mat. Right toes face forward. Come to fingertips and rise, high crescent lunge. Shoulders back over the hips, then soften your back knee. Feel how that makes it easier to bring your shoulders to stack right on top of your hips. Then feel that position in your pelvis, tailbone down. Keep that position, re-straighten through the back leg. If that's feeling groovy still, palms together, thumbs to the back of your neck, add the back bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, plant your hands. Three-legged dog, right leg high, back where we started. Bend the right knee, flip your dog. Toes touch down behind you. Both feet on the mat, on the ground fully. And lift your hips. Inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Flip back over and shift forward, high plank. Maybe keep that right leg lifted as you lower halfway. Both feet to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Sound it out. And slow it down. You can always take a child's pose here if you need to. Big toes close together. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hips. Breath in. Breath out, left knee to left tricep, shift forward. Inhale, knee comes high, really using your breath here. Exhale, squeeze it in. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Step to the outside of your hands. Ground the right heel, come up. Warrior one. Pressing through your back heel, letting that drive the posture. Always building the posture from the ground up. We create force with our feet to then grow taller through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. And lace your hands behind your back. Knuckles come down, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Pulling the rib cage forward off of your hips, letting the head follow and hang at the bottom. Inhale, come back up with your bind. Exhale, bound warrior three. Step up onto the left leg. Right leg kicks back. And continue stretching in both directions. So kicking higher and harder through your right heel, lifting up and pulling forward through the ribs. Stay for a breath in. Breath out, toppling tree. Head to the ground, and maybe you do topple over. That's fine. Ground is pretty close. And when you're ready, release your hands down to the mat, standing splits. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze in, roll up to stand. Knee comes high to figure four. Cross your ankle over your thigh. Reach your sit bones back. Keep a flex of your right toes back towards your knee. Move the shoulders back over your hips. Keep the neck long, chin parallel with the ground. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Come up. Exhale, warrior two. Step the right foot back and make any adjustments you need in your feet. Surf your shoulders back over your hips. So if you feel like you're leaning forward, bring all of that back. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse warrior. Big lift up. Exhale, extended side angle. Now reaching forward, stacking the arms. Roll the left butt cheek underneath you. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. Walk your hands off the top right corner. Downward facing dog in your chest, so pressing the ground away actively. As you press through your feet, letting that left knee stay stacked over its ankle. Because your left foot owns your ankle. All right, inhale. Exhale, Tandasana. Keep the hands grounded. Walk yourself there. Settle yourself in. Externally rotate the left leg. Right hand stays planted towards the inside of your foot. Left arm high. Lift. Next, inhale. Presses you straight up. Star pose. Take up space. Press your feet away from each other. Inhale. Exhale, goddess. Sit low. Hands to the insides of your knees. Press the knees open. So I have blocked out my arms here. So I'm pretty stable. Right? The bones are stacked. I'm locked in. I'm not having to use a lot of force or effort. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder dips. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left shoulder dips. pressing that left knee away. Inhale back through center and come all the way up. Using the glutes to scoop you up. Toes turn in. Exhale. Wide angle forward fold. Prasarita, Tandasana. Let your head hang for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left hand plants, right arm high. Twist towards the back of your mat. Press your right foot hard into the mat. If your right hip is really lifting, trying to even it back out. You may get less twist. Your arm might not be fully up towards the sky as you straighten that out, but that's all right. Inhale. Exhale, hand back down. Walk yourself to the front of the mat, low lunge. Come up, high crescent lunge. Feeling that structure in your hips. And bend into your back knee. Shoulders back over the hips. Tailbone down, pubic bone up. Now straighten out your back leg. Feel the stretch through your quad, through your hip flexor. Maybe hands come together. Lift the rib cage. Keep lifting on the back thigh. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the mat, three-legged dog. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open your hips. Flip your dog. Foot lands behind you. Press the pelvis up, let your head fall back. Come back over. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, shift forward, high plank. Maybe keep the toes floating as you move through your flow. Chaturanga Tandasana or something else. Meet back in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. And lower to the ground just like that. Hug the earth pose. Bring your left cheek to the mat or onto a blanket. And let your arms halo overhead or cactus arms, goalpost arms out to the side. I'm actually fine with my cheekbone on the hard ground. And then feel your heart beating. Feel the ground giving you feedback about your breath. Your belly pressing into the mat. And notice what happens in your nervous system as we just stop and lie down on our bellies, right? We just went through an active flow, and then here we are. So be with that transition, be with that sensation. You can stay just like this, or wishbone pose. The left elbow can stay bent, or your left arm can fully extend behind you, hand in line with your shoulder, palm on the ground. And then right foot will step back. And here, especially if you have broad or very strong shoulders, it's good to have something underneath your head so your neck isn't at all at a weird angle. And I like to keep my elbow bent. It just gives more stretch across my chest. And it keeps it from stretching into my biceps tendon. And there are these 4 noble truths that it is said that the Buddha shared after his long meditation and, coming to enlightenment. And they were, number 1, life is suffering. That doesn't mean life sucks, but it essentially means life is always in flux and going to change. So that is hard for us humans. Number 2, An attachment to the way things are is what causes suffering. Number 3, there is actually a way to get off that cycle of suffering. And number 4, that wheel is prescribed also by the Buddha. So there are 8, what is it called? The Eightfold Path, I think. There are 8 things that you need to pay attention to help you not be just consumed with suffering. And one is right view or right understanding, sort of the same idea. Right understanding. Number 2, right intention. Number 3, right speech, right? Being impeccable with your words. That one was an easy one for me to remember always. Right action. So essentially don't harm yourself or others, right? Obvious one. Right livelihood. So having a path that honors both yourself and others. Right effort. Right mindfulness, and right meditation are the last 2. All right, you can roll back onto your belly. Get the blanket out of the way. Bring your heels in close to your butt. Reach back for your feet. Bring your heels in line with your sit bones. Look down at the ground, so not out in front of you. You're trying to keep a long neck here. And kick your feet into your hands. Pull your hands into your ankles or feet. You can roll onto the soft part of your belly, and as you breathe, you'll rock back and forth. One more inhale. Exhale, relax. Bring a cheek to the mat. Relax your arms. Keep your feet pointing at the ceiling and wash them back and forth. And settle your feet back down. Press back through a child's pose to downward facing dog. One more side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. And settle down to the mat just like that. So hug the earth on the other side. So you can bring a blanket underneath your head or not. Let your arms halo overhead or cactus out to the sides. Tuning into the rhythm of your heartbeat, the rhythm of your breath. And the woman who I took my meditation teacher training from, she reworked the 4 Noble Truths into the 4 Noble Truths of love pertaining to relationships. And number 1 is relationships are uncomfortable. Right? That is something that we should all really come to terms with. Number 2, thinking that relationships are not going to be uncomfortable is what makes them uncomfortable. We've been sold this idea that you find the one, which don't know if I even agree with that, but you find the quote-unquote the one, and when you find the one, your life becomes easy and meaningful, and you no longer get mad or fight or whatever, experience any unpleasantness. Which, to anyone who's ever been in a relationship for more than 2 days, knows that that's not how it goes. The longer you're with someone, the more you get to know them, right? That is the consequence, ideally. And you don't just see them on their best behavior or, you're not going to be forever supported by the hormones that are there during the honeymoon period of a relationship. And you actually have to deal with a growing, changing, good day, bad day, weird day, real life human, sometimes living in your space, right? If you choose to live together. Wishbone pose, right arm either straight out to the right or keep the elbow bent. Step your left foot behind you. And there's this book by Tom Robbins. I like to quote it a lot in my yoga classes, called Still Life with Woodpecker. And one of the characters says something along that same line of there's no such thing as stability in love, so instead of honor and obey, it should be aid and abet. Right? There's no such thing as roping someone into a forever commitment. Yeah, you can say it and you can mean it for sure. But people die and people change. And relationships fluctuate. Not just over the long term, but minute to minute sometimes. All right, roll back onto your belly. And you can roll right over onto your back. Once you get there, full body stretch. And set up for bridge pose, last posture of class. Walk your arms in close to each other. Walk your feet in close to your sit bones and press your hips up. Let your sternum come towards your chin. Keep the back of your neck long. So you're not trying to push the back of your head into the mat. You're letting the back of the neck extend. Thigh bones magnetize towards each other. One more breath in. Breath out. Roll yourself back down. Wash your knees right and left. Settle the spine. And set yourself up for Shavasana. You can do Supta Konasana, feet together, knees wide. Or you can extend your legs or really any other shape. I'm going to stick with this and then a hand over the heart, a hand over the belly. And as you settle into rest, work with drawing your attention back onto your breath, using that movement, that sensation as the anchor for your attention. Letting the effort change from that physical effort of the asanas to this mental, energetic effort of meditation. And if you would like to stay here and rest for longer, please do. Please take your time with this very important part of class. If it's time for you to move on, you can close your knees like a book, fully extend your legs, and stretch yourself long again. Roll out wrists and ankles, wiggle fingers and toes, and then roll over onto your side and press yourself up to a seat. Once you find yourself in a seat, make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips, holding your spine long, and you can place a hand over your chest, lifting your sternum up into your hands and breathing out into your touch. Keep your face soft, your eyes closed or your gaze relaxed. May our practice help us grow our comfort with uncertainty, help us to embrace all of the qualities of our life, allowing ourselves to become more touchable. So we can mirror that or model that strength, that bravery, that openness for the people in our life. Deep breath in together. Big breath out. Thank you for coming to your mats, for taking the time for self-care, for self-awareness, moving your body, being with your body, working with your mind. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for playing. Let me know if you have any questions or would like to see anything specific in class. And thanks for showing up as a part of this community. Until next time, I hope you can let something go.